So there are a lot of setting videos already on Knockout City, however most of these are outdated or on keyboard and mouse or just controller on PC equivalent. Console Knockout City is a completely different experience which I am going to show you how to utilise it as great as you can, so you definitely want to stick about for this. Okay, so all you're going to do to get into your settings, you're just going to press the three lines and go into the menu, scroll down to where it says settings, quite self-explanatory. We're going to talk about the gameplay controls and all your buttons later. First of all, invert camera y-axis, just leave it on normal. I've never seen anyone use inverted. For your X and Y, I personally play 10:9. If you're playing 5:5, you are completely at a disadvantage. You will be turning so slowly and you cannot keep up. You need to switch this up to at least above 8:8. I personally play 10:9. I know some people play 10:10. Fiddle about with it for yourself. Play 10:9. Just don't play 5:5 for them, please. Turn trigger sensitivity up to high. The only reason you would have this any lower than high is if your triggers kept accidentally activating, then just switch it to medium or low. Okay, so for this game I have controller vibration on for one simple reason. So if I self pass like this, I can feel the vibration, so I know that this ball is never going to run out of charge. However, if I self pass and there is no vibration, I know that I'm not actually charging up this ball because there's no visual cue on whether I'm charging it. I rely on that vibration to know whether I need to hold down my RT or not. Put ball form, throw and pass all on hold so you have a bit more control over it. Then you can put sprint on toggle because your left thumb can get really destroyed, especially with the self passes and everything else that happens in this game. You don't want to be running about everywhere, just stick it on toggle, save your fingers. Okay, for your gameplay controls, I personally do recommend getting some sort of controller with paddles, whether you're on Xbox or PlayStation. I personally use the Fusion Pro. I mostly use fake instead of right stick in. I also have tackle, jump and forward flip, but I don't really use them as much as I probably should. A famous streamer named Nani uses pass as one of his tackles, so you don't have to take your finger off the triggers. Honestly, the main focus is with jumping, so you can jump around and you can still move your right stick to be able to flick and catch something a lot easier. So if you don't play paddles and you don't play claw, it's completely fine. Just go into your gameplay controls and swap out pass for X and change your ball form to A. The reason jump is on right bumper is so that you can catch at the same time, because there's no real need to be catching mid-tackle and you can just move your finger off it. For audio, honestly, it's down to yourself. If you like the music, you can keep it out, you can turn it down, boost some Spotify. You just want your SFX. The main thing is just get SFX up to max. You want to be hearing everything. If someone's sneaking up behind you, you want to hear that. Okay, you can also hear the announcer calling out because he could be saying something important, whether you need to fall back because it's last point, you don't want to be as aggressive. So definitely don't turn that down, but definitely turn SFX up to 100. Under gameplay settings, turn off subtitles. Basically, do not need them at all. For your border warning, you can play either medium or thin. However, you can play thick. However, I strongly advise against going for thinnest because it's very hard to see, and thickest because it really obscures your vision. For sprint blur, it really does not matter, just stick it on or off. There is literally no visual difference whatsoever. For your screen safe zone, keep it on 0 unless you can't see all of your screen, in which case you can put it up until you can see all of the screen. I personally like the net performance summary on, so I can complain about my ping. However, except from that, there's no real need. It's just this thing in the top left corner that you can see here. I do strongly recommend you have voice chat on, even if you're not talking. Just put it in team channel, make your volume and your mic sensitivity whatever feels good to you. For speech to text and text to speech, just turn it off. Especially on console, you're not going to be able to type out a long message with text to speech. Display and find notifications, unless you're famous, just stick it on so you know what's going on. For your notification duration, I keep it short. If you are a slow reader, you can stick it on long, it doesn't really matter. Unless you're the most antisocial person in the world, stick on Knockout City friend requests. This just means that people can send you friend requests, you can meet new people. Also stick on receive group invites so you can join other people's group and you can play with more people, whether it's in a private match or you're actually grouping up to play in a match. Also, receive crew invites unless you've found your one crew and you are never going to change it, in which case you can turn it off so you just don't get spammed. You can tick receive requests to join your crew on unless you're famous and people just keep spamming you because, you know, maybe there's some friend that really wants to join your crew. Usage sharing, honestly, whether you want to be tracked by EA, stick it on or off. It's really not my call to make. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If there's any questions, leave them down below in the settings. If you're new to this game, say you're from PS4, welcome to this community. Maybe check out some other content and maybe subscribe. I've got some more stuff for you on the way. If you're still getting into this game, reach me on any of my socials in the description and I'll be sure to respond to you. But except from that, hopefully you have a good rest of your day, good time on Knockout City, and peace.